All right, everyone, I'm here with my brother, Greg Solatorio, Halawa Valley, beautiful Molokai. And I wanted to talk to you about that word because it seems to be a question that won't go away. A lot of people talk about it. Is it proper to say Molokai or Moloka'i
Um,
in your history and your
to
opinion?
me, I don't get offended by both ways. All depends on who you were taught by and who your kupunas was. Yeah, and who taught you your olelo. The way I was taught by my kupunas, and I'm not saying that's the correct way to say it. I'm not saying that's, I'm 100% right. This is just what was handed down to me by my kupunas. And what was handed down to me by my kupunas was Molokai.
Okay.
Yeah. Um, and what they explained to me, the meaning of Molokai was the twisting and turning of ocean waters. Yeah, and I was always read a story and shown a little article before, which kind of got stuck in my head from the kupunas. And what it said was, although the Hawaiian Pukuhi dictionary shows Molokai spelled as Moloka'i with a glottal stop or okina between
Okina.
the final A and I, old timers say it should be Molokai. They say the meaning the kupunas would say is why it was called Molokai, referring to the water spouts, excuse me, and also the twisting currents that surround the island of Molokai. And I used to have questions like, what do you mean water spouts and twisting currents? Later on, I learned from a little kid growing up, water spouts are tornadoes in the ocean.
Sure.
And which we do have them here around the Hawaiian Islands. Yeah, and
And the currents, the strong currents around.
strong currents, and a lot of people don't know that around the island of Molokai is some of the roughest waters in the world. Yeah, in between Molokai and Oahu, which is the Kaiwi channel, is what they say is, the roughest channel in the world. Yeah, where they hold the Molokai hoi. And like I said, I'm not saying I'm 100% correct. I'm just sharing what I was taught by my kupunas and the meanings from my kupunas. Back in the old days, there are sailors' maps that was found with spelling variations, yeah? And they're talking about the time, like back in the day, Captain Cook kind of time. And on the maps of these sailors, they said what they saw was Molokai was also known as Morotoi and Molotoi
Interesting.
in ancient
Yeah,
times,
I've
which
not
to
heard
me,
that.
which was very interesting. But
Yeah.
like I says, all depends on who your kupuna was and who you learned from. So when people tell me, oh, you're from Moloka'i, I just say, okay. If people says you're from Molokai, I says, yes, I am, okay. I don't debate with anybody about the meaning of the name of the island because, to me, what my kupunas have taught me is good enough for me already,
Right, right. And I'm glad that you're able to explain that, what you learned from it being Molokai, but either way is acceptable depending on your circumstance, the way you were growing up. If you grew up saying Moloka'i, that's okay. If you were taught from your elders and your kupuna, it's Molokai, that's okay too.
Yep.
So let's not beat each other up on the correct. It's
Yeah.
different circumstances.
No sense fight over the olelo.
Yeah, right on. Hey man, thank you so much, brother. I love you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for tuning in.
We hope.